Go boldly. Join the first ever Corolla Cross Hybrid. What?
Summon the energy. Summon it.
Yeah, we're all low. We're all low right now, but I think it's okay.
Low T.
Maybe we're going to all energize each other together.
I believe in us. Well, fucking, Cracker Barrel Kurt better have some fucking. He better bring something to the party right now.
Kurt's fired
Kurt,
up.
are you in your spot?
You guys are all cranky as shit walking in here.
Yeah, so
Why are you
everyone's.
so cranky?
No, cranky is not the right word.
It's so cranky.
It's we're fucking.
I'd say on fire, but I don't think it's on fire.
This is the Hustlers Club right here, and sometimes, you burn out.
Stop burning out on Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Got a whole week left.
All right, everyone. Welcome back.
John has a fire in his fucking soul right
Tremendously.
now. That I can see.
Tremendously. Amazing to walk in here and nothing fucking works.
I had the cameras set up. I didn't know that we were switching the cameras.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right, let's just take one big group deep breath.
Let's meditate.
That's what they say in yoga. They say, all right, we're going to start the class with one big deep breath.
Like 3, 2, 1.
In through the nose, out through the mouth. And everyone goes,
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Look who's at Redefined Meals right now.
Joey? Who's that?
You know who that is.
Kevin James. That's where we want to start?
Uh-huh.
That's where we want to start.
No, that's what popped up on my fucking phone when I opened it.
Can I just tell you that yesterday we were stuck in an hour-and-a-half security line in the Chicago airport, and my lovely boyfriend doesn't have TSA pre-check, which we will be getting soon because we would have flown through it. But anyway, middle of that line, vibes were low. You send that side-by-side of Jesse, Kevin James, you, Brad Pitt. It was great. Absolutely great. Juiced up the energy right away.
It lifted you
we
out
were
of the
laughing.
lifted you out of the depths.
It did.
Do you
It
think
did.
that your husband, damn. You think
Tom
your boyfriend
Wamsgans?
looks like Tom Wamgans?
Why do you keep saying it
not
wrong? You do it
really.
on purpose?
I don't know how to say it. Tom Wamsgans?
You're saying
That's why I didn't just say it right now because I didn't know what his name was.
But what did you think? No comparison?
Oh, I actually didn't show Kurt. I meant to show Kurt. I got to show him
Not
right now.
really.
No?
I
All right.
didn't think so. He just looks like a clean-cut white guy.
Like these people, Kurt. Do all these people look similar on the lefts and the rights? Take my phone.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
Right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Jesse's just a tiny bit thinner than
Now swipe.
Tiny bit thinner?
he's just thinner than
Now
Kevin.
swipe to the right. Swipe to the right.
Oh, look at this
All
guy.
right. Looks similar.
Wow. I like that.
See what happens?
getting there.
See what happens when you know how to control the Canva account?
I need somebody
There you
to
go.
create some perspective. I mean, because like the thought of that I look like Kevin James is breaking my
Just
self-perception.
his face.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just-
you're
it's-
just comparing it to the weight, which is not really what it is.
Are you saying?
Yeah.
that-
It's the only thing that he's thinking about.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know though. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know.
I totally see it.
Yeah?
Completely, yeah.
I think everybody does. So
Yes.
many random people have said it to me that have
Oh,
watched
like
the podcast.
before that picture?
Megan,
Yeah.
you agree? You're
Oh.
saying I look like Kevin James?
I see features.
Okay.
I see features.
Fuck.
Subtle.
No, I want it straight. You know?
It is true.
I mean-
That's all he's
well-
thinking about is the weight. That's
100%.
You think so?
Yes. Which is fat shaming, actually.
I mean, what do people always call me? People always called me the fat kid from Superbad. What's his name?
Who said that?
Everybody. Everybody used to say it all the time.
Yeah, but
remember.
I
All
don't
the
think
time.
I don't think you look.
Jonah Hill.
I don't think
you look like Jonah Hill.
you don't look like Jonah Hill at all.
That's what I got all the time.
Maybe
see
your,
it.
I don't
your
see that.
voice.
I see it.
No, you know what's similar? Your voice.
You also look like the son from Family Guy a little bit.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Chris.
That's
Yeah.
fucked up. That's bad.
No, that
That's
might be
bad.
more your voice. No, it's not the voice.
If I look anything like that cartoon character, that's an
Fucking
insult.
with you. What's like the best version of a celebrity doppelganger that you've ever got? Like who say you
That's
look
the
like?
one I got the most is Jonah Hill.
Oof.
Yeah, it hurts.
I mean, he's had success.
One time with a bad haircut, I was called Rosie O'Donnell.
My God.
And I'll tell you right now, the kid was right.
Megan, what about you? You got any celebrity lookalikes?
I don't get that often. Someone from The Haunting of Hill House, I was told I look like once, but I
Alright.
don't remember who it was.
We're gonna have to look that up.
Yep. But no one really. Not Kevin James.
Fuck Kevin James.
You have anybody else that anybody's ever said you look like?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm sure, but I don't pay attention.
All right.
All right, Kevin.
I mean, you should have just made one up. That was like a good-looking one right there. You know, like
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's got
Benicio
Brad
del
Pitt
Toro.
over here.
Benicio del Toro. I actually
You told
somebody
me I look like.
somebody told me I look like
Go
Mark
ahead.
Ruffalo once.
Yeah, no, I don't see it.
I can see that a tiny bit just because of the beard and the mustache.
Yeah.
He went through that phase.
I like that better because I like him as an actor.
We're not
Like,
even
I would
talking
take that
about
if I were
it.
you.
I'm not even like I don't care about. I'm just talking about straight up like
Looks.
yeah. Like I don't think Kevin.
Yeah.
I mean maybe like I don't know like when I think about Kevin James, I don't think of a particularly handsome guy. You know.
He's not ugly. He's not an ugly man.
No.
He was just on TV.
And I'm not saying that I'm like a fucking supermodel. You know what I mean? But I I don't know.
His wife's a smoke show.
Yeah. I mean
Kevin James.
I always thought it was Lisa Remini.
Lisa Remini.
Leah Remini. Leah, she's hot.
Lisa Remini.
She's a crazy Scientologist.
No, she was a crazy scientist.
Oh, that's right. She's
she's
recovered.
over
She's recovered.
Fuck.
The fucking people look like people.
Well, maybe this goes back to what we were talking about. How there's only so many faces.
Yeah.
Maybe me and
No, that
Kevin
is
James
true.
are of similar face fucking factory. We were made in the same plant.
I understand why you get offended the weight thing. I get it because like everybody always says I look like some other fat guy too. You know?
Well, I always got offended when they call me Johnny Hill. I was like,
Well,
thanks
I
for
mean-
calling me fat.
Yeah.
I guess I'm
No,
not.
it's your mind.
I guess it's not being fair. Like
You have a
Kevin
crazy
James
Yeah.
has always been like the way that he's presented is
Fat guy?
he's the fat funny guy. You know what I mean? Like he fits an archetypal character in like you know what I'm saying? Like so I guess you can't, I've never really looked at Kevin James and said, hey, you know what, he's got great bone structure in his cheeks. Like I don't fucking know. I've
He
never
has to be good enough looking to be on TV. He can't be a slob. He's successful on TV.
No, but he actually is a slob and that's why he got the gig.
I don't think.
I don't think
No?
so.
No.
I don't think so. No.
I think he was a regular looking guy from Queens.
Funny.
And that's why he
Yeah.
was on there.
Successful.
I mean, hot wife, you got to have that, though.
Yeah.
Can't be a successful
Well, wait,
TV
but
show.
that was always the thing. There was a little bit of a dynamic on the King of Queens, also, which is a fabulous show. I've seen every episode about 25 times. About how good looking his wife was and how he was, you know.
Agreed.
So, wait, there was another one. It's not going to help the cause here because I don't think you look like us either. I don't think you look like any of these people. Someone said you look like Jason Alexander, also.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
George Costanza.
That's a rough one.
I think
That's a
Kevin
rough
James is better.
Kevin
I
James
still
is
take
definitely
Kevin James better. I could see my mannerisms and the way I talk with the Jason Alexander.
one. Right. Your face
Anyway,
doesn't look
anyway, let's move on.
Slide
You know?
off this topic.
Digress.
Let's move on. You know,
Digress.
Let's slide off this topic. That's funny.
Jason Alexander.
That's a rough one.
What's his
All
name?
very successful, funny people.
Yeah.
Though, you know?
Well, I mean, the fans think I'm funny, and I'm happy. I'm grateful.
Kevin Alexander.
What, George Costanza, right? That's the character's name. Does Megan know who that is? Probably not, right?
No.
What?
Oh my God.
Seinfeld?
I would probably know him if I saw him.
Interesting.
This weekend things Megan doesn't know.
I know, right?
That's all right. That's a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Of course I know this guy.
He's in all
I
this
just
shit.
didn't know his name. Anyway, what's everyone consuming this week?
Nice one. Way to keep it on track. Why don't we start with you?
All right. What am I consuming? So two things. I'm starting the Matthew McConaughey biography.
Green light.
Green lights.
And very excited. Have any of you read it?
Yes.
I haven't.
Is it good?
It's good. Way better listened to because he reads it.
Yeah.
And at the end of every chapter, he goes, green light.
See, I love him, so I might take you up on that because I love his voice.
I think he's getting a little weird.
well, he's
think
he's
so?
trying to become like a Gary V.
Yeah.
Glad you added at
Yeah.
the end of that.
Weirder.
No, he's actively trying to become a Gary V. He's doing a thing.
Well,
He's like,
he was going to run for office about a year
no,
ago,
he's
right?
he just recently, like from the book that he did, he's doing a like a tour, a speaking tour, and selling like a
cream.
like selling a course.
Like a cream.
That's a little scary.
See, I'm just gonna not pay attention to that and only associate him with Interstellar and his book, and then I think I'll be good.
It's a good book. Nice
Yeah,
light read.
so.
Motivating.
Yeah.
He's got a good story. You take what you
That's
can
my
from
nonfiction book of June.
Interstellar
Nice.
is super depressing.
I thought it was great.
it. Nice.
Great movie.
Amazing.
Super depressing.
It's depressing? I didn't think it was depressing.
Oh, time goes by and you miss everything. You miss.
Yeah, if you're in space.
Sure. I mean, if you want to throw away your life and.
Yeah, I mean, the moral of the story is like, think twice if you want to become an astronaut and go to fucking other planets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, but it also did like land on some like positive stuff too about how like love is great.
And they saved people.
Yeah.
What's on your hat?
I love that movie.
Oh, brew
I loved it
haulers,
too.
beer haulers?
Oh.
Nothing special.
All right, so Meg's into McConaughey. She's doing
Yeah.
McConaughey.
What woman is not?
Green
Yeah, right.
light.
Chicks love him. He's a handsome guy, but I think he's kind of getting weird looking too as he's getting older.
That's a lot of sun.
Yeah, that I was gonna say. Like I've seen him unfiltered on like Instagram or something like that, and he's got wrinkles. He's wrinkled
Yeah.
because he's old and he's
Yeah.
always in the sun and he's always got his shirt off and his chest is just so chiseled. You know, I get
Why
it.
is it called green light?
Love that for him.
Green light.
Why is it called green light? Is that a reason? Like
It has something to do with like the signs that you get in your life about going one way or the
like
other.
When you see something you
Yeah.
want, man, you got to take that green light.
got it.
You got to take it on down to Chinatown, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, aging white men. Should we pull up the picture of me and Brad Pitt side by side?
It looks pretty good.
You know.
Your skin might be better than Brad's.
Last week when we were in Florida, I realized that I'm getting old in that
What?
Finally.
my family like goes on beach vacations every single year. And forever I was like lumped in with my little cousins who are in their 20s now. And their father, whose house we were at, my Uncle Ed, he loves taking selfies like on vacation and sending them to the whole family. And he would always have like some sort of like a camouflage like bucket hat on or like something like that. And I realized because I took one of those photos and sent it to them the first day we were there, and I was like, holy shit, am I turning into your father?
Selfies.
Yeah.
Selfies. Wait, let's talk about Florida. I mean, I got some fucking stories. I don't know who wants to start, but I got a couple of real good ones.
Let's hear it.
Kurt, you want to start?
Let's hear it.
Should we start with Megan's lizard story?
Oh, yeah, God.
Oh
I
my
forgot
God.
about it till now.
Did you know lizards were down there?
She did. I think she said
Yeah.
it the second we got there. Something about
Well,
lizards.
she let out like a loose like what's the lizard situation. It was like
did.
something along those lines, and she was
did.
playing it cool, and not like totally like freaked out.
The situation is that lizards to humans about 5 to 1 down.
A lot of lizards.
You know?
Yes.
A lot.
That I know.
And there's just fucking creatures all over the place. I mean, I got attacked by a dragonfly. And then there was like this little roach named like Pasquale that kept like greeting Megan every time we would come in and out of the the elevator. But she toughed out all of those. Even the dragonfly attack, she kept it cool. And she did a good, I think overall we got to give Megan credit. She's tough. Megan's tough.
Scared of lizards?
No, but wait. So we're sitting at this like restaurant bar, we're having some drinks, ordering some fucking appetizers and whatnot. And she's looking through her menu. And she picks up her head and she's looking at me, and like she's still trying to play it tough because she's a tough guy. You know what I mean? She doesn't
Oh, good connection also because the ethnic Matthew McConaughey was our
Yes.
waiter.
The waiter was like he was calling him like
a little Dominican
Julio McConaughey or some shit like that.
Like a little Dominican McConaughey.
So she opens up her menu and she looks at me with this face of fucking dread, like her expression was like, "Save me." But the words that she was trying to like fucking like say words like that make sense. Like she was still trying to like hold out like it's fucking lizard. And so I look at the menu and there's a fucking lizard, but this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It was a real lizard that was like smushed to like the width of like a sticky note, like a Post-it note.
Really?
It was like a fucking real lizard. And like it had to be scraped like off the menu. I had to like scrape it off and like throw it on the ground, and I kicked it off the fucking, but bro, she fucking like a seam almost split. It was amazing.
They're from the devil.
She fucking
No.
grabbed my arm and like put her hand through my arm. Then like her neck was like so stretched out, and she was like
But she was trying so hard. She was trying so hard to tough it out. Like, she didn't want to break. She didn't want to be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
She didn't want
to make a scene.
No, okay. The waiter came over and he's asking for our drink order. And I see the lizard. But when I tell you, Kurt, this lizard, like if you look up perfect lizard form, like one arm up, like he was an animated lizard. Smushed down.
Could have been a sticker.
Had no features. It could have been like on the menu.
Yes.
So I didn't know if it was real. So I didn't want to cause a scene. So I was trying to be a chill girl. So the second Minnie Matthew McConaughey walks away, I go to Jesse. I'm like, is that a fucking real lizard? And he just starts like playing with it, and I'm like, it's gonna scurry at the restaurant. It was crazy. It was
dead.
And it was like yay big, but it was like perfect lizard form. Like one arm up, one leg up, little tail.
Look like the Geico gecko.
In fairness to her, it was so thin. It could have been like a feature of the menu. It was so I'd never seen anything like that.
It was like
must have been there.
scrapbook.
It must have been in there like cooking for fucking months.
It was like
and,
when you-
completely dehydrated and just became
just looked at it like it's part of the menu.
so weird.
It was like
And
when
then
you
the waiter came over, and we were like, hey, yeah, there was a dead lizard in there. And he's like, huh, yeah.
That's exactly what he said. He was like,
He's like, oh, that's cool.
fucking
They're
Yankee
really that much.
motherfucker.
They're all over the place like that, right?
Yeah, they're harmless.
I remember the ones that were on the house. Like I used to visit, and they'd
Yeah.
get on the house and stuff like this big
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah, they're harmless though. It's the fucking alligators you got to look out for.
It's true.
If there was an alligator stuck between that fucking menu, you would have been running out the door.
Problem.
You know?
That would have been crazy. See you later, Gator.
Yeah, exactly. Lizards.
Yeah, so that was fun.
That was a good time.
Reptiles, weird.
Reptiles?
Not a big fan of reptiles.
Closest thing to a dinosaur.
Kurt, what are you consuming? Anything exciting?
What am I consuming? I'm watching that Dugan documentary. The Dugans? Duggins? What the hell are they?
Duggars?
Duggars.
Why?
Why what?
the
Why am I
fuck
watching
is
it?
that?
Cults are super fascinating. 100%.
It's crazy.
They pretty much followed a guy who started not breeding him, but like teaching him how to live his life and how to control his kids, and he did it.
Yeah.
And made TLC rich as can be.
I don't want
all
none
that
of that
stuff.
I don't want none of that.
I think it's crazy to see something get so popular and, brainwash millions of people being like, this family is so perfect.
Yeah.
Right away tuning into that show that they're not perfect.
Well,
It's weird.
No, my mom always watched that show,
Right.
and I think for the normal person, it's like my mom never was like, "Oh my god, that family's perfect." It's
Right.
more of like a fascination.
Can't
People
look
love
away.
watching stuff that's what the fuck is going on.
Yep.
It's the same reason you like to watch like the crazy, gross hoarding shows and like
Yes.
the medical show, like all that stuff. It's just like a fascination. I don't think they think it's a perfect family. It's more of like I want to watch all these crazy people.
I'm very
That's my
interested on how people give themselves away to somebody else and they just completely believe or trust that person 100%.
There's like a line that gets crossed in that to where like there's a point at which like to where there's influential people who are inspiring and help you and teach you and you have that, but then there's like a line to where like once the line gets crossed it turns into something that's strange.
And it always crosses that line.
We should start a cult.
No, we shouldn't.
Why not?
No, we make Megan the front of it, you know what I mean? Like Megan's the leader. Imagine that.
Has there been
I'm
a
the cult
female
leader?
cult leader?
Megan's the first one.
Totally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Megan, you know what? I just
100%.
realized who you look like. You look like Meg from Family Guy a little bit,
Ooh.
right?
Another kind of
I don't love
insult.
that one.
Not a-
No, I don't think it's an insult. Right now, bring it up. I think it's a nice one. You know?
There's like times when Meg's
It's just
sexy,
the
right?
best.
Like there's times when like she's
Oh, boy.
when she's well, no,
Oh boy.
I was trying to find the
Oh, by
other
the way,
side
that's
of
the
it not
camera you have to
being
worry
fucking
about,
you
not that
gross. Jesus.
Oh, this is the one?
Yeah, well, this is hysterical.
I used that point because that
So
was
it's closer.
yeah,
Got
and it's
Interesting.
better.
And Mila Kunis plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Meg.
That's
So I'll
who I
take
was
that.
thinking of. Yes.
Oh.
I'll take that
Whoa,
any
whoa,
day.
it. You talking Mila Kunis?
You're saying
Kurt's
Meg
like,
looks
you
like
don't
Mila
look like
Kunis?
Mila
She
Kunis.
does not.
No, I'm
No
kidding
offense.
because that's who plays Meg from Family Guy.
Oh,
Kurt's like, watch yourself, Megan. Don't let
Yo.
that ego get too big.
Mila Kunis.
what a
is-
dick! He was so fast with that.
Yeah.
I know. He
Right?
was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's
like when
the
you
one
run
right
that
there.
clip back, he's
Yeah.
going to be like, Stop right there.
He was immediate, like fucking. How dare you?
I apologize, but
Yeah.
she's
the self-esteem goes up 1 second, and Kurt's like, "Fuck it."
She's one of a kind.
Anyway,
But back to Meg being the cult leader. Like, what would be your proclamation? What would be your moves?
Everybody's
I
gotta
don't
eat
even
breakfast.
know.
I mean, let's play the game. You're a cult leader. There's 80 of us. What do you do?
We all live on a compound.
Okay,
We
sure.
don't work.
Okay.
We just like every.
No, well, we
everyone cooks.
we all work for you.
I'm out.
Yeah, John's like, I can't work. I'm done. I honestly don't even know. I think everyone cooks a meal like once a night.
Okay. Like potluck.
So not everyone. So
potluck
you
party.
only have to cook like once every 80 nights. Yeah. No, it's not
Everybody's-
a potluck.
Everybody's got to wear Lululemon all the time.
Exactly. And we all go to Orange Theory together. And I always win. You can be good, but you can't be worse. You have to be worse than me.
Also, no intermittent fasting allowed.
Ever.
No, don't talk bad about your body.
That's
Yep.
a pretty positive cult until you
And then
start
I would say,
fucking
no.
until you start fucking and killing everybody.
Yeah. And yeah. All the men have to wear like uniforms and astronaut suits. Constantly.
Some of them get
That's
kept
it.
in my basement in cages.
Yep.
I think it all ends up leading to sex and then killing.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
pretty
I
much what it
think
ends
so.
up leading.
It's so funny that's the trajectory. Like it starts with
Yeah.
love,
Love,
and peace, then sex,
money,
then death.
And murder.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway.
That's natural evolution.
That's funny. It's really true. That's kind of how it works. And then money somewhere in the middle.
Yes.
Like they wind up making a lot of money.
Because the cult leaders always want the people to not have money, so they depend on that person.
Wow.
Just like Scientology, like they pay you 75 cents an hour or whatever it is, so you can't run away anywhere.
There's
Yeah.
not.
That's the point
I
of
feel
it.
like there's you got to have a very specific type of personality to fall into something like that.
A lot of them.
I don't think there is.
I think there is. I think the more I come in contact with people from other parts of this country, not a lot of intelligent people out there. Just like it's very low.
They all
You know?
want to grab onto something.
Like, where are all the smart people? Like, where are they? You know? I need to know because
This-
I come into contact with so many idiots.
They're starting cults.
Or they're playing the stock market and keeping quiet.
What about the fucking plane ride back?
What about it?
That was a fucking zoo.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Oh, really?
That was an absolute zoo. The fucking Starbucks line is 900 people long. Can't even get a coffee, you know? So we go and sit down. I go, because I'm the male in this relationship, in this gay relationship we're in. I go and get us coffees and breakfast and stuff. I sit down.
I'm the passenger princess.
And there's this little kid just grilling me. I can't even eat. He's staring directly through me, like fascinated.
This
with
was
me.
pretty funny.
And so that was part of it. But then that wasn't even that bad. When we get on the plane, the whole group one thing, it's a struggle all the time. First, it's the people that need help and they're in wheelchairs and they got kids, and that's obvious. But once the group one thing happens, forget it.
Free for all.
It's a free for all.
Yep.
No one understands what group they're in, and this
Fucking
woman.
old guy starts fucking yelling at me.
Yeah, that's right.
What, getting on the plane early?
Yeah, he's like, "What group are you, buddy?" I'm like, and I'm like, "I'm group 1, baby," or something like that. And I'm just trying to be funny, I'm in a good mood, fucking.
Right.
And he's looking at grills me. He's like, "You're not supposed to stand on this line. You're supposed to stand on that line." And I'm like, "What do I do?"
Who's that guy?
In his
This
defense,
guy-
we were on the wrong side, but
yeah.
also shut the fuck up.
Yeah, how about
You
I
know?
fucking kill you, old man? How about I bash my skull into your
doesn't
skull
matter.
and
But this guy
fucking
was
send you
like-
to the hospital.
This guy was like fucking standing strong. Like he wouldn't move. Like,
Yeah.
he wouldn't let it get by him.
Yeah.
And then there's this woman, very attractive woman, very nice hair.
Yeah,
looked
that's-
intelligent. She turns into be a fucking psycho.
She starts
She's
yelling.
she's like screaming. She's like, I'm in zone 1. I'm in seat 3D. What do I buy the card for? What do I have the card for? What am I getting the points for? Fuck this airlines. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Everybody's just angry.
I know.
Everybody.
There was a whole plane full of Long Island people too.
Yeah.
Right. So they know where they go. They don't want to go back.
No.
Yeah.
They're like, God, that's annoying.
Then we get on. The guy in front of me, he's like 100 years old, just ripping bourbon. They're playing cards. They won't shut the fuck up. People behind us screaming babies.
No, and then the whole thing's delayed. And that guy, the bourbon guy, his wife and the friend, they're all like in their 70s. All of a sudden, like
They're making rumors.
this lady's like, "That's it. I'm writing I'm writing a letter to the airline. She's like, Darlene, get your paper out. So the one old lady is dictating
what to write. Love it.
to the other lady who's writing out by hand. She's like, okay, ready? I am appalled at the service. I asked for a glass of water and they only filled it up halfway.
No way.
Wait, make sure you put down halfway.
They were from Massapequa.
What the fuck?
They were from Massapequa, definitely.
And then with this woman next to me, who's like, she's like, yo, you gotta hear what these people are saying. And she's like listening in. And she's looking at me, she's like, is this woman out of her fucking mind? Like, what's going on?
Then I got a clear line of sight into the fucking psycho with the Frontier card and the miles. And she's like converted 2 rows into like attacking the fucking stewardesses, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then like we take off and there's another delay while we're in the air.
They rerouted us.
We're circling around DC. These people are just ripping drinks. They're wasted. And they're just like, they're like hanging over the chairs, talking to each other. I think I saw them like talking about an orgy or something like that. It was crazy.
God.
No, the pretty lady with the hair was she was getting fired up. She was drinking hard, and then she had like all like these fucking like steroid looking men. Like I don't know, she was like she had them. It was a cult. She was starting a cult.
Oh, they walking around the plane?
No, it was nuts. The plane was delayed like 2 hours.
On the tarmac.
On the tarmac.
Right.
Then so the fucking there's problems, like the nose is buzzing. The guy behind me is like an airline guy in training, so I hear him like he's holding court and he's like, I'm in school for this shit, and fucking he's like telling everybody what he thinks. So we finally take off. And like 45 minutes into the fucking flight, they're like, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a little bit of weather up front, and we're going to have to like spin this motherfucker around a couple of times because we just can't go through it. We don't really know what to tell you, but we'll fucking tell you later. And then it was like radio silence for like an hour and a half. And all of the Long Island animals are like, rah, this is unacceptable. I'm appalled. Where's my fucking credit card points? Come over here, you steroid motherfucker. I'm starting a fucking cult. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh, and then the guy.
And that's so. Go ahead. I was just gonna say that was nuts because you're just like up in the air with those people.
It's very similar to a lot of situations where if you're in those situations often, you feel like the energy in the room change. You know, and there's like parts on a flight where it's like if you're on it and you know there's going to be a little bit of a delay, it's like, oh, we're 79th to taxi. The energy, that's an energy change point, you know?
Yeah.
Then you're in the air, there's a delay, there's an energy change point. But there was a point on that flight where we were close to being home, and this place was just a fucking absolute madhouse.
It's going to pop.
Kids screaming like they've all had enough.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this is wild. And you didn't know this, but this is a continuation of the flight thing. So we get home, whatever, we part ways. I don't want to see you for like fucking at least a week at that point, you know? And then my wife had my brother-in-law got us tickets to go to, has anybody ever gone to like a murder mystery dinner?
No. Nope.
Yeah. So,
it's a thing that cult leaders do.
so I'm like inching closer and closer to the time where I'm not even going to be able to walk inside my house because it's in Bayside in Queens.
Right.
I'm not even going to be able to walk into my house because it's so late and we got to go sit in traffic and get to Queens. So that happens. Luckily, there was no I couldn't even go inside. We were so late. I was actually hoping that they kept us in the air for a couple, 2-3 more hours.
You could have missed it.
So I missed it. So we get there and we're sitting right up front.
Oh.
And like, it's like it's a Broadway thing. It's like a parody on a murder mystery. It's like a mob thing.
Okay.
So it's in Bayside. It's
like
all
a wedding.
Italian people who knew what was going on. I had no idea what was going on. And you walk in, and the characters are mixed amongst the crowd.
Right. Yes. But you
Wow.
could tell though, right? Because
Dude, no joke. They pulled me up there 5 fucking times.
what do you mean?
Wow.
Pulled you up on the stage?
It's like an audience participation thing.
Wow.
At one point, I got up, and there was like a comedian, and he was making fun of me.
That's great.
And I'm like staring at my wife, and like everybody's like looking at me. My brother-in-law and his girlfriend and her daughter and my wife are just looking at me like laughing. And my wife's like kind of laughing because she knows I'm ready to fucking murder. You know? Then they pull me up again in a scene where it's like an imitation of American Idol, and I'm one of the judges.
God.
I'm Simon Cowell. So the guy like says, "I need you to say this line," and then they pull somebody else up, and he's Randy Jackson, and the other girl's J Lo. But I'm like, I don't say it. My wife knows it. I'm like, I've never seen American Idol. Like, I don't know
Right.
what. I know the gist of what it is, and I
Yeah.
know like the gist of Simon Cowell, and he's fucking British accent. So I do it in a British accent. Then the guy sings, and they're like, "What did you think?" And I'm like, "It's pretty good." You know, and everybody's just like staring at me like, you know, it's a time for like a little bit of a comedic impulse. I was like, I thought it was pretty good. And like in my regular, you know,
Voice.
Long Island,
Yeah,
New York
yeah.
accent.
That sounds terrible.
Wow, that's fucking stressful.
That was
Holy
my
shit.
Friday.
Jesse went home and went right to bed.
Yeah.
Just he got solid 9 hours.
I think
Yeah.
I had pizza.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, murder mystery. No. Can't imagine. Can't
Yeah,
imagine
that's a
being
lot.
asked to go to that and saying yes, that's okay.
Yeah.
Do you just not answer? Do you just go, cool, okay?
Yeah. That's what I do
That's
all
the
the time.
plan?
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever you want.
Whatever.
You know?
It's nice.
Today's my 8th wedding anniversary. Also.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Oh,
8 years.
congrats.
8 years.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's cute.
8 years. Last night we were talking about it a little bit. And do you think that like people say like every year I love you more? I don't think that's the thing.
What do you mean?
know?
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Like that's the thing you say like every year, like every day I love you a little bit more. Like that's a card thing, right?
Oh, yeah. I understand what you're saying.
That's too much.
What are you saying? Every year you love a less?
Just the same, you know? Like it's enough. You know? And she was offended by that.
You told her that?
Yeah, I thought I was being honest, you know? Like I was being like, that's not a thing. Like you find more things. You think you're finding out new things about your wife that
No,
you
I
love.
think I know
Isn't-
everything about it.
Exactly.
And anything
That's my
that
point.
changes, it's probably
No,
going to be
but
something
all
I
of
like.
that shit, the entire fucking industry of greeting cards, it's all made for Hollywood and women, and like it's all like that thing. It's like none of that shit is like really sustainable.
I got a question. Do you write in your card to her?
I
Say
write
something?
a number 8. Last night I wrote a number 8 on the top corner. You know, just
Right.
give it a thing because I'm sure they all exist somewhere in our apartment. You know,
Right.
In case we find them, we know what year it was. I write a name and I wrote "Love Always,"
That's it?
Jonathan.
Wow.
You know why I do
would
that?
Get
Because
so mad.
you know why?
I would get so
Let me finish.
mad.
So would I.
Let me finish. Let me finish. The reason why I do that is because she doesn't write anything to me.
Well, that's tit
I would
for
also
tat.
be mad if I were you.
You know what she does? What her go-to is? She underlines
Underlines the
keywords.
words. Yes, keywords.
That's fucking bullshit.
Yup.
That's
Yup.
half-assing it.
That is.
You know?
Yeah, but I feel like in that scenario, the real life version of this is that like you gotta really know who your
100%.
significant other is. Like someone like there's nothing wrong with someone who like goes the route of like going out of their way for gestures and things, and then but then there's also doesn't mean that somebody who doesn't do that is doesn't love you or any of that shit. It's just it's like that fucking book. What's that book?
No, I was gonna say I'm about to go so woman on you, but like
Let's go.
The love languages, I totally believe in them.
It's a real thing.
Because people express love differently and people like to get love differently. It doesn't mean one is better than the other, but you have to be matched up with
100%.
the right person.
Well, and
Yeah.
I think also too, you gotta there's got to be some sort of communication between the two of you of like what that is, because I don't think like just
Totally.
imagine if there was like some kind of like before you get married, like there was like how like the people that are Catholic, they make you do that
Yeah, I
stupid
did it.
fucking church thing that they make you do.
Yeah, you write a letter to your future wife.
No, like
Oh.
they make you do like a class,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
There's like
yeah.
a
Oh,
class,
yeah. Oh.
like some dumb
Pre-Cana.
Yeah,
Pre-Cana.
yes.
Yes.
So what they
Oh,
actually
wow.
should probably do is they should make you go through this thing, and this thing is like, how do you show and receive love? Because like people are fucking different with that. I took that thing, and what was incredible for me is like mine was all of them except for one. Like I got every single one of them. Like I wanted all.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Like the only one was like mine wasn't like acts of service. Like that doesn't really mean much to me.
So I understand that. I think you're right. And if you always, while you were dating and then started getting married, and you always just did that,
You understand.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's obviously horrible if you were more adventurous with your words or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're handing a card that just says "love always."
Yeah, but that would be weird.
That would be weird.
That
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
weird.
So with the greeting card thing, I heard a really cool. I think it was back around Mother's Day. Pauly Shore's mother wanted to teach them. I don't know if he has a brother or not. I think he might. That the greeting card thing was not cool. Like, it's like how it's all the commercialization of it, I guess.
Right.
So what they would do every holiday, whether it was like the mother's birthday or like the Mother's Day, they would go to the card store, whatever, CVS, wherever you get your cards from, Hallmark. She would go to a different part of the store. They would go pick out the card for her and give it to her in the store, the one that they thought meant the most to them for her. Mm-hmm. And then they'd put the card back and not buy the card.
That is cute.
That is cute.
Right?
That is kind of cute. Because cards, I was going to say, they're very expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive.
I do the card thing.
They are
I
expensive
always
now.
write a little bit of it because I feel like the card part is like the
somebody
part
else's words.
is the part. No, I feel like the card thing is for me is the thing that like means you went a little bit extra. Whereas like I always buy jewelry, and that shit's kind of easy.
Yeah.
That's easy. I always feel like the card piece is that one little extra step.
I honestly could care less about the words on the get a blank card and then write them. The words on the card, I don't give a shit. They all say nice things. They're always
No, I'm
gonna
talking
say
about
nice.
the
So,
words that you write.
Yeah. That's what matters, I
Yeah.
think.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Like you could buy it from the Dollar Tree, a pack
We'll
of
see.
8
We'll see
blank.
when the
But
words
in
are
your-
the same
but
every year
in
for the
your-
fucking
in
next
your
10
relationship.
years.
If neither one of you do,
That's what happens,
if
right?
neither one of you do the words, and I think you
won't
it's
agree with
it's
that.
Yeah, I think
you're
it's fine.
I won't agree with that fully because we kind of talk. Well, what I do is I kind of talk about what either the year that passed, or if there's anything going on that you're talking about or getting over.
Yeah, definitely. I've had
But does
years
it end
where-
the same way, John? Yeah, it ends
Does
the
it
same
end-
way with my little
Every year I love you more.
No, because you could go with yours.
love always.
No, yours could be like no matter what, love always. Like forget the small talk.
Right.
Love you always. You can go that way.
You can.
I like that.
I like saying a little synopsis of.
Well, you're an author.
You're a words guy, Kurt.
I like the words. I like the and I like
Words
I
are my
like-
number one. I want you to tell me you love me all the time.
Yeah, I like getting the words too.
Yeah.
And I will say the Father's Day card was very skimpy.
Because you never fixed
Here we go, Kurt. Let it out.
Very skimpy.
Well, you guys like write emails to yourself, to each other about the feelings.
true.
You know?
It's true. Wasn't started by me. Let's not get into that. Move on. What's trending? Green light.
Red light. Big red light on this
Red
one.
light.
I had a thing that I wanted to ask. Do you guys have anything seriously on a bucket list? I feel like you're all in your 40s.
Ooh.
Fuck you, man.
No, I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm saying that like you're at a stage of your life where I feel like you should, think about these things. Like, what do you
Ouch.
really want to do?
Just keep digging that hole.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm an
Yeah,
asshole.
sorry, no.
Hope your fucking Valentine's Day card just says no writing.
Yeah.
Crayon heart.
Yeah.
Love you, you mean bitch.
Or it's like tight. You know?
I honestly, I don't think I do.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of feel like I do a lot of the shit that I want to do.
You gotta have something. John.
Okay,
I
so
don't-
good question today.
Well, no, let's think about it a little bit. I'm sure there's things.
I'm sure there's things.
It's not bungee jumping.
Like I want to see
We
places.
talked about that.
Where do you want to see, Kurt?
I want to see Europe, even though I don't want to fly
Okay.
there or be there for more than, more than like 5 days.
that was so good.
I do wanna see it.
Like, how would you do it without flying there or being there?
There is no other way, which is why I'm having a tough time.
Like a
getting it.
documentary?
He said I want to see Europe, but I don't want to fly there or be there.
I want to see a pirate game in Pittsburgh. That's
You've never done that?
Oh, that's a great one.
I bought tickets.
Yeah, but all right. So wait, can we further clarify, like, because like that to me is like you could do that if you really wanted to do that, you could do that.
Right, which is why I don't
No,
think it's
I don't-
Like,
I don't think that we need to clarify anything.
No?
Like, if that's on your bucket list, that's like.
Do you?
I feel like that's on there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse, I can't just jump on a plane and get to Pittsburgh when I want to, all right?
You could drive.
You could if you really wanted to.
If I really, really
If you
want
really
to.
wanted to, you could fucking do it.
You want to go to a Pirates game? Let's go to a Pirates
I'd
game.
love to go to a pirate.
Like, isn't like the
I would go to a Pirates game.
Right, man.
but like bucket list? That's like something that you got to do before you die. Isn't there a little bit of heaviness to that?
I think it's just something you want to do before you die.
I think
I
there's a
don't-
little bit of distinction.
I think it's got to be a lot of things, you know?
What's on your bucket list, bro?
I really want to go to Switzerland, and that's I bring this up because we're actively talking about it for next year.
Okay.
And that's like I would love to go there. Like that's up there.
And where did that come from? What's the genesis of that desire?
Like Paris. None of those places have ever spoken to me, but I would like to try like mountains and sounds of music vibes. Like I would love to travel to somewhere that is that beautiful.
Okay. So your answer is I don't really fucking know why. I just want to go to Switzerland.
Exactly.
Got it.
And that's I don't know. It's up there.
I just want to do it all.
Northern Lights is
Give me
pretty
something.
interesting.
You know what's funny is like I'm actually having a tough time right now because I've never really done this, but like whatever it is, I want to do it.
I kind of
You
feel
know?
like you do whatever you want to do anyway.
Yeah, but I want to do it all.
Right.
You know,
That's a lot. But
I want to go to outer space.
I'm
You know?
trying to think of something that I really want to do that would
see if
be
the world is
hard to pull off, that I'd have to kind of stretch to do. That's kind of how I think about this. There's a lot of things I want to do, but I feel pretty confident that I'll probably do them.
See, I think a lot of people initially think it has to be dangerous.
No, I just
Or
think it has
epic.
to. Yeah,
Or
it's
epic,
epic.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, or extravagant. Yeah, and I don't like. I think the Pirates game is great.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, and I think you should do that.
I think I'm going to accomplish it.
I think you are too. I would hope so.
When's Kurt's birthday?
You know what
He's
I'd like to
in-
do? All right, here's something
Saturday.
that I'd like to like
Oh,
go like live somewhere for like an extended period of time, like continue to work and like do my thing. Like I would like to go and like you know, like my wife's family's from the Dominican Republic. I'd like to fucking spend a whole 6 months, you know, like living there,
You should do that.
but still doing.
Please.
You guys want me out? I'll go. I'll leave.
That's a cool thing.
no, that is cool,
I
and be
don't
able to
have any
fall because I
specific
feel like you
things.
travel somewhere and you don't fall into a routine really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're not there for long enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
what?
we said the same thing yesterday in Chicago. It was like nice to see it on a Monday when it was slower and people were at work and it wasn't mobbed with people. Like obviously we weren't working or like on a normal routine, but it felt like it was more mundane.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do want to do the Triple Crown. That was one thing.
The stripper crown.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I just like I think those things are gonna come.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't really have any specific ones. It's just as
Okay.
situations arise, let's jump on it, you know?
Be great if you went.
Everything adventurous, like my tattoo says. Although I don't really live that way, but you know. The Kurt, do you know the meaning of caked up?
Caked up. I would just think makeup, face, like just caked up on your face.
Interesting.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
That's not bad.
That was a whole different
You
way.
got shit caked up on your face?
That's a good one.
Just caked up. Your face looks caked up.
What about bricked up?
What do you got? What comes to mind?
I mean, bricked. Just thinking trashy face. I don't know. Everything relates to the face, I guess.
Kurt's a
I
big
don't know.
face guy.
Bricked up, held up. I don't know what. Red light.
No doubt about it.
What is it?
It's a boner.
Bricked up?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Bricked up. What's caked up?
Could we have
Oh,
We had
the finishing touches.
I was bricked up, then she was caked up.
What is it?
No.
Spider-Man.
No, caked up is
Multiple.
well,
To
caked up.
Megan, it means butt cheeks.
Yes.
To us, it means
like a nice
money.
ass.
Caked up meant a nice ass. I've
To
never heard
Megan.
that.
Like butt cheeks.
To us, it's like, oh, this guy's got money. He's caked up.
All right, that I feel like I can relate to that one. a
Caked
little
up.
bit more. Like I might have heard that one.
Yeah. Never heard the butt cheeks one.
Never heard the butt cheeks one.
Yeah, like oh that chick is caked up.
Yeah, she is.
Wow. How long were you guys
Yeah.
out there for?
3 days.
3 days.
Oh, just 3 days?
Yeah.
Yep.
What about Buc-ee's?
That was crazy.
We did go to the biggest gas station ever. It was like a Christmas tree shop and a giant gas station had a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buc-ee's.
It was like
was
80,000
wild.
square feet. Fucking, it was crazy.
Fried chicken,
The,
everything.
the moment you
Everything.
walked in there, like my anxiety just went, bing! It just fucking pinged.
Art shops in the bathrooms.
Probably why we don't have moles
Clothing.
Hot nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. It just smelled like hot nuts and beef jerky.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there were just t-shirts everywhere that like, you don't like it, then leave, and like a bunch of rifles on it. Like it was very. Yeah, like, I don't know. I didn't
Rifles.
like it.
bunch of
She didn't
Dale.
go like this. She went rifles.
Also, speaking of that, something that Jesse kept doing in Florida, every bar or restaurant we went to, he'd be like, "You got Clase Azul?" And they'd be like, "No." And he'd be like, "What about Don Julio?"
He did do that.
I feel
Yeah.
like
All
these
the time.
You
guys.
guys got Casamigos? It's like, gotcha. To me, it so reminded me of like, what's the guy? Who did I say it reminded me of?
Aziz Ansari.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys got Casamigos? You guys got Don Julio 1942?
Yeah, but what you're doing right now makes me feel like the little leprechaun.
That's
like
what you were
fucking,
doing.
Oh,
That's exactly
where's
what
me
you were
pot of
doing.
gold?
No, and the best part is like, so John doesn't drink, but John was like throwing it down with some of the non-alcoholic beers.
Right.
I was keeping it light because I have no tolerance. Every time Jesse left the table, even if the drinks were half full, like we knew he was coming back with something. And me and John would be like plotting to leave, and then Jesse would come back and be like, "I don't know, the bartender, he gave them to me. He brought us around." He said that multiple times. I'm like, "I'm good." And then like every time I drink with Jesse, he's like, you were shithouse. And I'm like, yeah, because you pour drinks down our throat. Granted, you have to pour it down your own throat, but they're just everywhere, and then I feel bad. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Another funny part was we were like,
I mean, sue me for fucking trying to have a good time. You know what I
Gets
mean?
me drunk
Like,
all the time, man.
jeez Louise. you
That's
know
how
what
the
I mean?
cults start, by the
fucking
way.
Shit.
That's how
Yeah.
cults start.
you know, just fucking drugging people. A funny part too is when we were like ranking like all the food we ate, all the places we had been, and that night we were at the sushi place, hadn't even gotten anything yet, didn't even have anything. Like, this is the best place we've been. I'm like, we haven't even had
That is
anything
so
yet.
Jesse.
No,
That
because
is Jesse
but the
right there.
music was bumping,
Yep, you
the
had the right
drinks
vibe.
were going. You know what I mean? Energy was flowing.
Best
you know what I
place,
mean?
right here.
It was
You just
crazy.
knew. You just knew.
It
Well, when
really
you know
was.
it's right, you know it's right. I mean, no one knows how long it's gonna last, but when it's right, it's right.
A lot of coffee.
Yeah, this guy had
Lot
like
of
fucking
coffee.
like that day. He had like 37 cups of coffee.
I'm fine. I was fine.
That's nuts.
Well, we had fun. We had fun. We got a lot of work done.
How is it hanging out, not drinking anymore? Like you love it now, right?
Love it.
Wake up great.
Yeah.
There's no worry about. But you do get annoyed at some point. Like, have you gone out with like
Yes.
friends,
Annoying.
like older friends,
Yep.
right? Super annoying. So you gotta leave,
Yeah.
right?
The worst case scenario you could get is when you're in a situation when you can't leave.
Right.
I think the thing that I've noticed is a lot of people have this feeling like I'm either judging them, which I'm not,
Right.
or I'm better than them, which I don't think.
Right.
I get that feeling sometimes around people, you know?
I've had-
or they're
I've had
jealous
those.
that they can't do it, which is another thing
Sure.
too. I get all of those emotions sometimes, you know?
I think like I mean, I obviously don't think any of those things in regards to you.
Right.
But I do think that it's a dynamic that we don't have a lot of experience
I was
with.
gonna say you can't relate.
You don't have a
Can't
lot of
relate to it.
experience in that dynamic because like we're so attuned to like you're not talking. All right, you're hanging out with your significant other. That's like a different thing. But like when you're just like with friends, for most of our lives, most of us, like that's what you do.
Yeah.
You just drink. Moral of the story is that you got nothing to do. You're with a group of people. You're eating and you're drinking. And talking. That's what people do.
I think that's end all be all. That's what it comes down to. You're gonna have a good time if you have a good conversation.
Yeah.
That weeds out, like that's when you start to realize that people that I'm not saying anyone in particular, but like you don't have a lot in common with a
Right.
lot of people
Yeah, yeah.
that
Yes.
you grew up with.
Yes.
The thing you had in common was getting
Drinking.
fucked up
Yeah.
and being an idiot. You know?
100%. 100%.
And that's where, you know, but again, it's like, it's okay, you know?
Right.
No, it's the truth though. It's the truth. Like the older you get, the more like when you look back at like the friends that you've had and made through your life, it becomes more and more clear that like if you don't have a lot of things in common today, and then you also make the decision that you don't want to just get fucked up because you got those. We all have those friends that where like whenever you get together, we get fucked up. That's what we do because that's what we do.
Yeah.
But once you start, I mean, he went completely out, and I've gotten to the point to where like I have like lowered it drastically.
right.
It becomes painfully obvious
Yeah, who you could be around and who
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And even like from them to you. Some people are like, I don't want to fucking talk about taking over the world, man. I just want to get fucked up. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? And like that's what some people want to do that.
What I'm hyper aware of is especially if you don't see people for a long time, it's a fucking dick measuring contest, you know? Especially when there's alcohol involved, you know? It's like, oh, you know, I went on this vacation, or my kid did this, or my house is this size, or my job is doing this. And I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Megan hasn't gotten to any
You know?
of this yet. She's starting to reach the upper end of the phase before.
Yeah. Most of the time, I don't want to talk about work, and I don't want to talk about my house. Sometimes I want to stop talking about my kids. Like, I feel like nobody's interested in my kids, so I don't want to keep on, because all you have in your head is kid stories.
Well, what's happening
know?
at 26 right now? I mean, I could vaguely remember, but like 26. Obviously, you got your homeboy. You guys are together. You guys did that. So that's that. That's a different. Yeah, that's a different thing. That's kind of that's settled, and we're flowering that garden right now. We're working there, but like so, you know. It's besties weekend or whatever, and like what I'm not talking about like you and like your real homegirls where it's just the two of you. When it's a group of people, gals and guys, you know, we're partying together. What's everybody talking about?
You're just getting fucked up.
No. I honestly though, we don't really drink hard with anybody. People are talking about like some people are dating. That's a big thing. People are moving out. They're making big jumps in their jobs. You know, like there's a lot going on. We have people still in school finishing up like big master's programs and doctorates and stuff. So it's cool. Like it's a big transitional time.
I guess that's the thing too. That creates a lot of conversation because there's a lot of movement.
A ton.
There's a lot of movement.
The dating thing and like the coupling up. So you have like me and Mike talking and we're a couple, but he's talking to his guys who are trying to get girls. I'm talking to my girls.
Like,
they're trying to get guys.
What
like
Brian
everyone's
did last weekend.
Yeah, living in new cities, figuring that stuff out. Like there's a lot happening.
At our age, it's like, here's the things don't fucking bring up. Don't bring up your kids. Don't bring up your fucking family. Don't bring up your money. Don't bring up your fucking car, your religion, your politics, your house. Don't fucking care. Any vacations you've been on, it's like, I want to know the cool things, you know? Like, how are you fucking staying healthy? What are you reading? What are you watching? You know?
Yeah, but the problem is that most people don't have those things.
I was gonna
Skip
say,
right to those things.
Exactly
And
the thing
I've
that I
become
think is interesting.
And I've become an expert at always pushing the conversation that way.
Yeah, it's repetitive.
It's human to cover the basics, but as long as they're surface and they're not all you talk about.
Yes.
Like you're going to talk about if you have kids, you're going to talk a little bit about your kids.
Sure.
It's impossible to not. But there are some people that's all that they fucking talk about.
Yeah.
Same thing as like, you know, like the people that only talk about the improvements that they're doing on their house and the people that only talk about their job and only talk. But I agree.
And even when Jen and I go out, if we start talking about our kids, we tell each other we got to stop. Like, you say a couple things, but let's not talk about our kids the entire night.
That's smart.
Megan, you go around talking about your cat?
We do talk about the cat.
Yeah, interesting. You know what I found out on Sunday? I was fishing. Is that the water is really clean around here.
You know, people say that every June, right? And then by August, it's green as can be.
No, like I actually looked into it afterwards.
Oh, like
green is not
studies?
dirty, first of all. Brown is dirty.
Looks disgusting.
No, I've looked into it. Like, remember like when we were younger, it was such a big thing how like polluted the Hudson
Yes.
River is? There's like supposedly like more species of fish in the Hudson River than there's ever been even before the industrial age. Yeah.
So they
like
clean-
all of the environmental conservation that's happened worked, but you never really hear the celebration of it. And when I was on the boat on Sunday,
Positive news.
they were saying like, you know, shellfish you always got to worry about, but like you catch something out of here, you could eat that shit raw. It's sushi, you know?
Wow.
It's clean. It's the cleanest it's ever been. Pretty cool.
It's interesting.
I love
It's
sushi.
exciting.
Positive news.
Yeah, it's exciting.
John's good news.
One check-in before we go. How's your health right now?
You're
Yeah.
asking me personally first?
Yeah. No, I'm only asking you. I know the rest of us are healthy.
Wow. Wow.
Yesterday I was dying.
Holy shit.
No, I'm concerned about you. I know you had problems.
I mean, I feel better than I did 4 months ago.
Are you doing anything?
Twice a week. I work out twice a week.
Nice.
Can't run. My legs are too heavy. I can't run. They hurt fast.
I got here on Saturday.
They didn't used to hurt.
I was late getting here on Saturday. I had to pick up the cooler. And I pulled up and I thought your car was in there was a car like yours
yeah.
in the spot out here. And I came in here and I thought you were like working. And and then there was no one in here. So I thought you were in the gym with Tony. And I got real excited.
That would have been nice.
That's why I asked.
Nah, I'm working out twice a week.
Tell you what, my fucking pectoral muscles are getting so fucking
Huge.
tight. Yeah.
Fucking huge.
It's got a lot of skin.
Megan's like, I haven't slept in 3 fucking days. Like, I gotta fuck off this.
I'm exhausted. I'm gonna try to push myself to work out though.
That's it.
You're a killer. You're a killer.
You're a
You know
fucking
what?
inspiration.
killer.
Sleep.
That's why
Yeah,
if anybody's gonna be the cult leader, it's gonna be her.
Definitely.
True. Absolutely.
I'll follow her.
Thank you.
I think there's got to be a female cult leader.
I think so, too.
It has to happen.
I
I
think,
think
so
there
too.
is out there.
Yeah, Oprah.
Totally.
You know, odds that I'm following one sex or another into a cult. You know,
Yeah.
men
100%.
not interested.
Nope.
Women, yeah, let's see what happens. You know,
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
But would they pull other women?
like a sexy cult. You know,
I think they had those in New York for a
Like,
while.
listen, I'm open-minded as to how this could go.
sexy cult. Maybe one of you dresses up as a stormtrooper. I don't know. You know, but we all do.
The
All right,
young kid. All right.
we're good.
Had enough of
I
you
got
guys.
a beer.
I gotta eat.
Out there waiting for me.
See you later,
All
kid.
right. Bye. Who are these guys?